Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the Provincial Health Office PHO reported new diarrheal cases in another barangay in Malinaw on March 19, while in Barangay Bagatangke with existing cases already contained. In a recent report, PHO Sanitation Inspector Anthony Ludovise also confirmed 8 new cases found in neighboring barangay, Purok Balading, where PHO is closely monitoring the only water source, a developed spring, and had immediately conducted water sampling. The PHO PSU and sanitation team, in constant coordination with the Rural Health Unit and the local government of Malinaw, scheduled a local health board meeting to all the local chiefs to raise awareness on practices that should be done to prevent the increase of diarrheal cases. In other story, the Provincial Tourism, Culture and Arts Office PTCAO announced on Monday, March 18, that the third-year celebration of the Filipino Food Festival this April will be on the importance of food security. During the consultative meeting for the Hapag ng Pamana Philippine Food Festival 2024 planning, PTCAO Chief Dorothy F. Collier acknowledged the importance of integrating topics regarding food security, which was one of the objectives of the said event. Proposed component activities include food exposition and trade fairs, cooking demonstrations, food symposia, conferences, workshops, fora, and cultural shows. Producers and other stakeholders in the farming industry and culinary sector were also invited. In a related story, the Provincial Tourism, Culture and Arts Office PTCAO announced on Monday the inclusion of a mini Philippine Experience PhilEx program as part of the celebration of the Filipino Food Festival that is coming April 2024. PTCAO Chief Dorothy F. Collier shared that this is a great avenue to showcase the wide array of cultural displays, particularly focusing on Albay's traditional dishes, cooking techniques, and gastronomy. The 3 clustered districts are said to choose 2 authentic and local dishes inherent in their district to present to the participants from invited SUCs and private higher education institutions and officials from NCCA's Central Office. In the national scene, the Senate's arrest order against Kingdom of Jesus Christ pastor Apollo Kibuloy is already in effect. And Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri signed the order shortly before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Tuesday, March 19, which makes it final and executory, and immediately reached the office of Senator Riza Ontiveros. The arrest order was the Senate's response to Kibuloy's continued defiance of the Senate Committee on Women's summon regarding its probe on the pastor's alleged abuses to his followers, such as human trafficking and rape. Zubiri, however, assured Kibuloy that he will be safe in the Senate's hand. In other story, the agricultural damage in the Philippines due to El Nino has already reached 1.75 billion pesos. Data from the Department of Agriculture DA showed on March 19. Based on the DA's El Nino Bulletin 5, the most affected commodity is rice, with damage amounting to 1.13 billion pesos. This is followed by corn, high-value crops, and livestock. The DA maintains this is just a small part of the country's agricultural industry and no major shortfall of rice is expected. They have distributed assistance to affected farmers with a total of 379.06 million pesos. worth of assistance already given. Rice Farmers Financial Assistance (RFFA) program has been awarded to 71,795 farmers in Mimaropa, with a total amount of 362.56 million pesos as financial aid. In other news, the hashtag Justice for Kilua dominated social media trends on Tuesday, March 19, as netizens and celebrities condemned the brutal killing of a golden retriever who was later found inside a sack by his owner in Bato, Camarines Sur. Kilua's owner, Vina Rachel, said the dog was allegedly killed by a man who claimed that the golden retriever was aggressive. She said Kilua accidentally went over their house's gate and was later found dead. CCTV footage showed Kilua apparently trying to escape his killer. The hashtag Justice for Kilua was the top Philippine trend on X, the former Twitter, with 32,000 posts as of around 5 p.m. Celebrities such as Sarah Geronimo called for justice for the fur baby. And in the news outside the country, Meta Platforms offered to almost split its monthly subscription fee for Facebook and Instagram to 5.99 euros from 9.99 or 9.99 euros following discussions with privacy regulators, a senior Meta executive said on Tuesday, March 19. The move came amid mounting criticisms from users about Meta's no-ad subscription service launched in Europe in November, which critics say requires users to pay a fee to ensure their privacy. Meta launched the service to comply with the Digital Markets Act, which curbs its ability to personalize ads for users without their consent, hurting its major revenue source. Another story, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will visit the Middle East this week, aiming to reach a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas and secure the release of hostages held by the Palestinian militant group. During a visit to the Philippines, Blinken said his trip to meet senior leaders in Saudi Arabia and Egypt would aim to discuss the right architecture for lasting regional peace. Israel said it will try to flood the Gaza Strip with humanitarian aid from varied entry points, as global pressure mounts to tackle the growing problem of hunger in the besieged enclave. And finally, in the news outside the country, Western governments lined up on Monday to condemn Russian President Vladimir Putin's landslide re-election as unfair and undemocratic. But China, India, and North Korea congratulated the veteran leader for extending his rule by 6 years. The contrasting reactions underscored the geopolitical fault lines and have gaped wider since Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine 2 years ago, triggering the deepest crisis in relations with the West since the end of the Cold War. Arriving in Brussels on Monday, EU foreign ministers roundly dismissed the election result as a sham ahead of agreeing sanctions on individuals linked to the mistreatment and death of Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, March 20, 2024. We'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Francia May Boras, and on the technical side, Chad Bobis, and to our Provincial Information Officer, Mary Luduca Castillo, under the supervision of our Governor, Greg Hallare. I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.